I'm back with my Thoughtful Thursday, and what I thought today was something that is very close to the work that I do, and it's got to do with listening, right? And I think there's tons of literature that is written about it. But why is it important to me and the work that I do? Because listening is an art. And we all know that, and especially me, because of my career choice before I joined Ormax was to be a counselor. And I had really read up a lot then. And I think it proved useful when I worked at Ormax, because it's about consumer behavior, understanding the human mind. But I'm going to talk about something called deep listening. Deep listening is something a little different because it requires you to pause. There's an element of stillness involved, and it means you're actually putting yourself in the other person's shoes and just listening. It's almost complete stillness. And the word for this is called quiet attention. And actually in the Aboriginal Australian community, there's a word for this which is called dadiri. And Dr. Miriam Bauman says that dadiri actually is deep listening. It is quiet and still awareness. And I'm going to repeat myself. Dadiri is actually quiet and still awareness. You can understand quiet, but what is still awareness? And I think that comes from us wanting to really drop everything, be in a mode where you're inviting people to talk about their stories, share their stories. It's almost an outpouring of themselves. And for that, you need to completely still yourself. And you've seen many times, you want to talk to somebody and you want them to listen, but if they're fidgeting, they're distracted, it breaks your thought. So deep listening requires you to pause. Deep listening requires you to have quiet attention. And the reason why I'm saying listening is an art, because it is a muscle that one needs to develop. Deep listening is a muscle. While there are many tips, there are two that are very important that I would like to talk about, which got my attention. When I said still awareness, that means it requires us to be completely aware of ourselves. I know this because when I joined Ormax and I started doing all my consumer interactions, talking to people, if I was not completely aware of myself, my personality, what I was feeling, it impacted the group. And I realized that the more I became aware of myself, I was aware of what I was doing, and I was aware of the purpose of what my group was going to be like. I realized that deep listening helped. And I remember many times after the group, I had to actually tell people to go home because they became so comfortable, because that for the very first time there was somebody listening to them. It was their outpouring of their stories. And many times people would whisper, the quiet ones would come later and say, thank you, I want to even share this little aspect. And I knew that I was into the deep listening mode. So it starts with self-awareness. The second important thing, because I know, because I wanted to be a counselor, correct? And we are in this instant mode when somebody is talking to us. We listen for exactly 2 minutes and then our mind starts saying that, okay, let's fix this problem. Let's repair this. Let's do this. Let's do that. You're not there to fix anybody's problem. Even when you're doing your human interactions and stories, you're not there to fix their life. You're not there to repair their problems. You're there only in a deep listening mode. And when you catch yourself saying that, let me fix this, let me provide a solution, step back. That's where self-awareness plays a very important role. When you recognize that and you follow these two tips, self-awareness, spend a lot of time, maybe 10 minutes in the morning, very useful. The second one is, don't go fixing things. Don't be in the fix, repair, solution mode. And believe me, if all the young researchers are listening to this and you are paving your journey into understanding the human behavior and the human mind, then this is something that I believe is a muscle to develop. So happy listening. Listening is an art, and spend time on this thought called deep listening. If you like what I'm saying and you want to know more, reach out to me.